Well, the 1940s were very, very ominous in terms of times. The World War was on and everything, absolutely everything was on silent. There were no international matches going on at all. It's like on the entire world of cricket, the universe had put a mute button.
But here's the thing with cricket in India. It is as resilient as a Nokia phone. The game continued in local tournaments and matches, a symbol of normality in abnormal times. But ऐसे टाइम पे क्रिकेट को सर्वाइव करने का क्रेडिट किसे जाता है?
कौन बचाएगा?
आपने बचाया? हमने बचाया? नहीं, महाराजाओं ने बचाया. Just like the modern day IPL team owners, minus the page 3 controversies.
Well, talk about controversies. 1947 saw the greatest moment of Indian history for all time, which is the fight for freedom had been achieved and India got independence. Bharat Azad ho gaya. Lekin independence ke saath mein, we now didn't have one team but two teams in South Asia. One was India and the other was Pakistan. But the good part is that the last time the undivided Indian team played their last series was in 1946 and the last match was held at the Oval in England.
Coming up next, India, now free in partition, prepares for its first overseas tour. Spoiler, it involves a long boat ride and a date with a certain gentleman called Don Bradman.
Well, gentleman on the field and a murderer of bowling. Just look at his records. What an average. What a statistic. Outstanding player. Probably the greatest of all time.
India is finally free. Just like any teenager with newfound independence, it's ready to test its boundaries. Cricket boundaries, that is.
And that's like a team which is new, a fresh country. It's almost like a startup, lots of plans, lots of ambitions, maybe lots of funding. Funding in terms of wishes from the Indian fans.
Yeah. And what's the first thing that they do? Announce a tour to Australia. It's like telling that your first international trip will be to climb Mount Everest. Go big or go home, right?
Absolutely.
Now, selecting the team was tougher than deciding कि Friday night को Netflix पे कौन सा show देखना है. Because every member of the team knew that they aren't just representing a team, but a nation that's just got its independence. अब तैयारियां भी बहुत जोरों शोरों से चल रही थी. आपने लगान देखी है?
हाँ.
बिल्कुल उसी तरह से तैयारी चल रही थी.
To do something like what happened in Lagan, these guys had to travel from India to Australia. And what did they do? They bonded. They bonded tremendously. It was a team actually without a few top stars from India. So not really a full-fledged Indian team. But hey, they were out there going, practicing on the deck because they knew they had to face the one and only Sir Donald Bradman. So they went to Australia. They got lots of lessons, lot of experiences, tough experiences from the hands of the one and only Sir Donald Bradman and the extremely tough team that he had.
Good day, mate. It's 1948 and our Indian cricket team has just landed in Australia looking as fresh as one does after a long haul flight, which is to say, not very. And the Australian media didn't know what to make of them. It's like when your grandparents try to understand your job in tech.
But you know something? The guys did extremely well on tour games. They won quite a bit, they lost a few. But it was almost like, when the reality hit them, when they actually started playing the test series, a 5-test series, it was like playing a nasty Breckley bouncer. And why do I say that? Because they were faced against Sir Donald Bradman's Invincibles, the greatest team of all time. What did the Indians do? Fantastic work. Vijay Hazare, the legend from Baroda, scored 200s in a test match, the first Indian to do so. And my coach, the legendary Veenu Mankad, who actually got wickets and runs as he was a hard-nosed Aussie. Amazing time.
Yes, it was quite sad that they lost all the 5 matches, but not the fairy tale ending they deserved, but hey, it was a start.
But you know, more than a start, I think it was a great sense of learning, because when you learn from people like Sir Donald Bradman and his team, it was an outstanding, it's almost like going to the finest course or the finest university in the world and being taught by the ultimate gurus. And you know what? Just look at what's happened today. 2024, where is India? Right on top. The number one test team. It all started out.
Yeah. And that, folks, is where our story ends, or rather where it truly begins. From colonial pastime to passion of millions, cricket's journey in India is as epic as any test match. So the next time you are watching Virat Kohli smash a century or Jasprit Bumrah take a wicket, remember you're watching history in the making. A legacy that was born way before any of us were born. Done for the day.
कहाँ जा रही हैं आप?
हो गया ना?
अरे नहीं, ये तो ट्रेलर था, अभी पिक्चर और बहुत 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 कहानियां बाकी.
ऐसा है क्या? तो then I'll take my seat. चलो कहानियां सुनाओ. I'm all in.
कहानियां तो सुननी है अपने को. Okay, let's go.